Why do so many people seem perfectly healthy at 75 and then suddenly die before 80? They don't smoke, they eat well, they visit their doctor. Their kids say, "Dad looked great just last month. He was making plans for the holidays. He was smiling with his grandkids, even fixing the mailbox." So what's happening? Why does life suddenly, silently slip away for so many, when just days or weeks before they seemed full of hope? Over 4 decades as a doctor, I've seen this story repeat, again and again. In fact, every year, over 1 million seniors in America die between ages 75 and 80, often without any dramatic warning. No big heart attack, no sudden stroke. And families are left wondering, was it just fate? Was it just old age? I can tell you now, it's not fate, it's not just age. It's 5 invisible traps, 5 silent forces quietly eroding life, year after year, under the radar. Today, I want to tell you exactly what they are, how they sneak up, and most importantly, how you can fight back, starting now. Because if you see these forces for what they are, you can stop them from stealing your future. Let's begin with the first and most underestimated: social isolation. We imagine dying of loneliness as something that happens to people who have no one, no family, no friends, no visitors. But the truth is, I have met patients surrounded by children, living in bustling homes, and yet utterly alone. Isolation isn't always physical, it's emotional. It's about losing connection, meaning the sense that you matter. Sometimes all it takes is one bad fall, one friend moving away, or simply the gradual shrinking of your social circle after retirement. And suddenly, the days blur together. You go from talking to 10 people a day to 2, then maybe just the television. I'll never forget my patient, Mrs. Eileen. 77, bright eyes, beautiful snow-white hair. She was always polite, always answered questions about her medication and blood pressure. But one visit, she looked at me and said, "Doctor, it's like my life is getting quieter every year. I feel like I'm disappearing." Within 6 months, her health started to spiral. More infections, less appetite, trouble sleeping. She lost her sense of purpose. She stopped calling her best friend. And when she passed, there was no disease to blame. The medical world is finally catching up. The U.S. Surgeon General calls loneliness an epidemic. Studies show chronic loneliness raises your risk of early death by nearly 1/3. It's as toxic as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Why? Because isolation is read by your body as danger. Cortisol rises, inflammation follows, your immune system weakens, sleep suffers. It's not just sadness, it's a slow-motion physical collapse. But here's the hope. You can fight back. Just 2 or 3 close, regular connections make a world of difference. Join a community group, call an old friend every week, start a book club or volunteer. Even a pet can make a difference. Human contact is not a luxury, it's medicine. Now, let's talk about the second silent destroyer, inflammaging. Have you ever heard someone say, "I just feel older than my age"? There's a reason for that. Inside every cell, as you get older, tiny fires start to burn. Not enough to cause pain, not enough to stop you in your tracks, but enough to slowly damage organs, clog arteries, confuse your immune system. This is called chronic low-grade inflammation. How does it happen? The usual suspects: eating processed foods high in sugar, fat, and chemicals, a sedentary lifestyle, too much sitting, not enough walking, chronic stress, unhealed grief, emotional wounds, poor sleep, even unaddressed, dental infections or chronic gum disease. The catch is, most seniors don't feel inflammation directly. They just notice more stiffness, slower healing, forgetfulness, random days of exhaustion. Let me tell you about John, a 74-year-old who walked every morning and prided himself on never missing a checkup. But after his wife died, he started eating more frozen meals, watching television for hours, sleeping poorly. He complained of vague aches and always being tired. When we checked his CRP, a marker of inflammation, it was 3 times higher than normal. We changed his diet, helped him reconnect with old friends, and added light exercise and daily meditation. 6 months later, he was a different man, sharper, more energetic, more hopeful. The invisible fires had cooled. Research now links inflammation to nearly all age-related diseases: Alzheimer's, heart failure, cancer, arthritis, frailty. It even shortens the protective caps at the ends of your DNA, telomeres, literally aging your cells faster. But you can put out the fire. Eat anti-inflammatory foods: berries, leafy greens, nuts, fatty fish, olive oil, turmeric. Reduce processed food and sugar. Move your body daily, even gentle walking or stretching. Prioritize restful sleep. Practice stress relief. Prayer, music, nature, or mindfulness. Start now, and you may buy yourself not just more years, but better years. Third, the hidden danger of micronutrient deficiency. You eat well, or so you think. But did you know nutrient absorption drops every decade after 50? Your stomach acid weakens, your gut lining gets less efficient, and common medications, like antacids and diabetes drugs, block absorption even more. The most common deficiencies I see in older patients: vitamin D for immunity, bone strength, mood; vitamin B12 for memory, energy, nerve health. Deficiency can look like dementia. Magnesium for muscle function, sleep, blood pressure. Potassium for heart and nerve health. Omega-3 for inflammation, brain, heart. I remember Mr. Parker, 79, who came in with leg cramps, terrible fatigue, and brain fog. His labs were mostly normal, except for very low magnesium and B12. 3 months on the right supplements, his mind was clear, the pain gone, and he told me he felt 10 years younger. Micronutrient testing isn't routine. You need to ask for it. Get your vitamin D, B12, magnesium, potassium, and omega-3 checked. If needed, use doctor-approved supplements. Eat a rainbow: fruits, veggies, seeds, nuts, fish, eggs. Never accept just getting older as the answer. Sometimes it's just a silent deficiency. Fourth, the silent killer: loss of purpose. This one is as real as any disease. You retire. The kids grow up. You lose a spouse, a job, a role in your community. And one day, you wake up and realize you're not sure what you're waking up for. I've seen it so many times. Vibrant people become a shadow of themselves, not because of sickness, but because life lost its flavor. Purpose is powerful. Studies show seniors with a strong sense of purpose live up to 7 years longer. Purpose reduces stress, lowers inflammation, boosts immune strength, and even increases cognitive function. And purpose isn't about achieving something huge. It can be as simple as looking after a grandchild, tending a garden, teaching, mentoring, volunteering, even caring for a pet. Take Mrs. Kim, who was 83 and lonely after her husband died. She started sending handwritten notes to friends and old neighbors, just to cheer them up. It became her daily mission. She told me, "Doctor, I feel needed again." And that, I believe, is why she bounced back from pneumonia that nearly killed her. Ask yourself every day, who needs me? What can I give? What excites me, even just a little? Your body listens to those answers. Fifth, the great destroyer: poor sleep. Sleep is the foundation of every system in your body. After 60, it gets lighter, more fragmented, and easier to disrupt. But here's the reality. Bad sleep steals years from your life. Insufficient deep sleep increases your risk of memory loss, falls, diabetes, depression, high blood pressure, heart attacks, and even cancer. Why? Because sleep is when your brain takes out the trash, when your body repairs cells, fights off infections, balances hormones. Without it, every other prevention strategy fails. So many of my patients say, "I only sleep 4 hours," or "I'm up at 2 a.m. every night." They think it's normal. It's not. It's dangerous. How to fix sleep. Stick to a routine. Bed and wake time, even on weekends. No caffeine after noon. Limit alcohol. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Avoid screens before bed. Treat snoring or gasping, possible sleep apnea, as serious. When my patient, Mr. David, finally treated his undiagnosed sleep apnea, his memory improved, his mood lifted, and he stopped falling asleep during the day. Never underestimate sleep. It's not just rest. It's repair, regeneration, and protection from early death. So, these 5 forces: isolation, inflammation, hidden deficiency, loss of purpose, and poor sleep are quietly robbing millions of years from seniors every single day. But none of them are truly inevitable. Every single one can be addressed, step by step, starting today. You don't need to become a different person overnight. You just need to notice the silent dangers and choose action, even if small. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing, right now. Call someone, go for a walk. Ask your doctor for a nutrient check. Plant a flower. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Small steps can add up to years of extra life. Because life after 80 is not a finish line, it can be your most meaningful chapter. And you have more power over that chapter than you think.